Hello, you're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. 60 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. Eritreans in the diaspora extend financial support to families of martyrs. The global COVID-19 cases and deaths still continue to rise. And U.S. President Joe Biden met with Afghan leaders. The local news. We have an announcement from the Minister of Health. 60 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today at quarantine centers in the central, southern, Ansaba, Gashbarka, and North Eritrea regions. Out of this, 43 patients are from quarantine centers in Asmara Central Region, 14 are from quarantine centers in Adreh 7, Mnhaili 4, Mendefara 2, and Dekmahara 1 Southern Region. One patient is from quarantine center in Karen Ansaba region. One patient is from quarantine center in Adibara, Gashbaka region. The last patient is from quarantine center in Massawa, North Eritrea region. On the other hand, 39 patients will be receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the southern 25 and central 14 regions have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients to date has accordingly risen to 5,261, while the number of deaths stands at 21. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 5,780. Minister of Health, Asmara, June 26, 2021. At the commemoration event, Eritrean nationals in Switzerland and the U.S. conducted in connection with Martyrs' Day, extended financial contribution in support of families of martyrs. The nationals also assumed responsibility to support 18 families of martyrs for 2 years. According to Eritrean Embassy in Switzerland, Committee to Support Families of Martyrs in Geneva contributed 5,760 francs in support of 8 families of martyrs. Eritrean community in Basel, 3,890 francs to augment the Martyrs Trust Fund. Eritrean community in Schaffhausen, 570 francs. Nationals in Lucerne, 2,770 francs to augment Martyrs Trust Fund. In addition to this, Mr. Tesfan Mariam and Ms. Sarah Yamane from Bern contributed 720 francs. Nationals in Solothurn, 4,510 francs. Nationals in Zurich, 6,200 francs. And nationals in Bern contributed 3,000 francs to augment the Martyrs Trust Fund. Likewise, at the event conducted in connection with Martyrs' Day, nationals in Las Vegas, the U.S. contributed about $30,000 in support of 7 families of martyrs. The residents of Aster Gizgiza administrative area, Hamel Mali subzone, have conducted an extensive water and soil conservation popular campaign. The popular campaign that has been exerted since last April includes redressing farmlands, construction, renovation of water diversion schemes, and terraces, among others. The residents of Gizgiza have asserted that the popular campaign is being undertaken through strong participation and organizational capacity. So far, over 150 farmlands have been redressed and terraced, and that about 1,500 meters of water diversion canals and 18,000 meters of terraces have been constructed. Gizgiza Area Administrator, Mr. Mohammed Idris Ahmed, has commended the participation of residents. In related news, the residents of Gizgiza have cultivated farmlands of families of the martyrs in their area in connection with June 20 Martyrs' Day. There is about 564 hectares of arable land in Gizgiza administrative area. Asteru is one of the 10 villages in Gizgiza administrative area located about 36 kilometers north to Karen city. 5 new schools constructed in cooperation with the Ministry of Education and Gashbaka Regional Administration have been inaugurated on the 21st and 24th of June. Speaking at the occasion, Administrator of the subzone, Mr. Waila Mohammed Ali, said the construction of 5 schools in the subzone attests to the effort of the government of Eritrea to extend social service provision and institutions and provide equitable educational opportunity to all citizens. Commending the contribution by the members of the People's Army and units of the Border Patrol, Mr. Wela said the new school will have significant contribution in the development of the teaching-learning process. Stating on the significant contribution of the schools in producing citizens equipped with skill and knowledge, Colonel Jonas Butua Amlak, commander of the Northwest Border Command, called for reinforced participation of the residents and stakeholders and parents to send their children to school. They're pointing out that the construction of the new schools is part of the effort by the Eritrean government to ensure social justice. Mr. Mohammed Ali Ibrahim, head of the Ministry of Education branch in the Gashbarga region, called on area administrators and village coordinators to play due part in encouraging parents to send their children to school, especially female students. Salah subzone is one of the 16 subzones in the Gashbarga region and comprises 33 villages clustered in 9 administrative areas and is a resident of 25,000 people. And now we're back with the international news after a short break. Welcome back. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases globally surpassed 181 million today, with the deaths toll exceeding 3.9 million. And the number of recovered patients has exceeded 165 million, this according to World Meters. Authorities in several countries from Bangladesh and Indonesia to Australia and Israel are racing to contain the spread of the highly contagious Delta variant of the coronavirus, while Russia's St. Petersburg announced a record death toll, laying bare the challenges faced by nations worldwide in efforts to return to a pre-pandemic life. While vaccination campaigns have brought down infections in mostly wealthy nations, the rise of the Delta variant has stoked fears of new waves of the virus that has already killed nearly 4 million people. In Israel, the health ministry has asked people to again wear masks in enclosed public places just 10 days after ending its mandatory indoor masking rule amid a sustained surge in coronavirus infections attributed to the highly contagious Delta variant. The spike in new infections is a blow for a country that has vaccinated some 55% of its 9.3 million population with both doses. U.S. President Joe Biden met with Ashraf Ghani and Abdullah Abdullahi at the White House to demonstrate a continuing U.S. commitment to Afghanistan and a U.S. troops withdrawal. Biden said in an Oval Office meeting with Ghani and Abdullah that the partnership between Afghanistan and the United States is not ending. The bulk of about 4,000 U.S. soldiers now in Afghanistan will be moved out in the next 2 weeks. And the U.S. expects to remove American and coalition commanders by July 4th, ahead of schedule, according to media reports. In brief remarks, Biden praised Ghani and Abdullah for their difficult jobs and their efforts to bring about unity among Afghan leaders across the board. Ghani offered thanks to American troops and their families for the sacrifices in Afghanistan over the past 20 years, but suggested the war-torn country now stands on the verge of civil war. The British destroyer HMS Defender, which Russia has accused of trespassing its territorial waters near Crimea, entered the Georgian port of Butami today. Russia said Wednesday that it had fired warning shots and dropped bombs in the path of the British warship to chase it out of Black Sea waters off the coast of Crimea. Britain rejected Russia's account on the incident. It said it believed any shots fired were a pre-announced Russian gunnery exercise and that no bombs had been dropped. It confirmed HMS Defender had sailed through what it said were waters belonging to Ukraine. Russia's foreign ministry called the passage of the British warship through the area an act of blatant provocation and said it would summon the British ambassador over the incident. Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of killing George Floyd, was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. The 22.5-year sentence is 10 years more than the state's guidelines. Chauvin, 45, was in April of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter for pressing his knee against Floyd's neck for up to 9.5 minutes as Floyd gasped that he could not breathe. Bystander of Floyd's arrest on the suspicion of passing a counterfeit $20 bill at a corner store prompted around the world and led to scattered violence in Minneapolis and beyond. And now a reminder of the top stories. 60 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Eritreans in the diaspora extend financial support to families of martyrs. The global COVID-19 case and deaths still continue to rise. And U.S. President Joe Biden met with Afghan leaders. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.